It's Morning Becomes Eclectic, KCRW, and a couple of weeks ago the Raconteurs were in town. We got something kind of special coming up, a session that was recorded at the Village, and then a couple of songs recorded at the Greek Theatre. We got a conversation with the guys coming up as well, but first the music. It's Morning Becomes Eclectic.
All right, let's do this. How you gonna top yourself when there was nobody else? How you gonna do it by yourself? 'Cause I'm not gonna be here to help you. Yeah. Yourself, and there was nobody else. How you gonna do it by yourself? I'm not gonna be here to help you. How you gonna do it alone when I don't pick up my phone? I'll never give a dog a bone. I'm not gonna stick around to help you out. Hey, that's right. Yourself when your man stops ringing your bell. Yeah, you're right between heaven and hell, and you're gonna need the good Lord to help you. Well, how am I gonna make you see? Yeah, that this ain't the way to be. You wanna get yourself for everything for free. Get yourself a sugar daddy to help you out. Yeah, help you out. Oh. I get it. Spinning out of control. It took sleeping with a snag like her to just rip apart my soul. Yeah. Rip apart my soul, yes. Rip apart my soul. How you gonna rock yourself to sleep when I give up my midnight creep, girl? Yeah, how you gonna rock yourself to sleep when I give up my midnight creep, girl? Said how you gonna rock yourself to sleep when I give up my midnight creep, girl? How you gonna get that deep when the daddy ain't around here to do it to you? How you gonna do it alone? Oh yeah, the money good for someone. Oh, you know I love to keep a dog a bone. I'm just gonna stick around to help you right now. That's right. Better things go easy. Whoa. Okay, yeah. One more time. Come on.
Top yourself. Top yourself. Top yourself.
1, 2, 3, and... You look pretty in your fancy dress, but I detect unhappiness. You don't speak, so I have to guess you're not free. that you are doing. Who is the fool? The fool or the fool that you're fooling? And I don't think I know this reason. The corner of my heart, well, your ignorance is treason. And there's always another point of view, a better way to do the things we do. And how can you know me and I know you? You think you know how I feel? It's not that big of a deal. There's no such thing, it's not real. You don't understand me. If the feeling was right, well, then you might comprehend me. And I don't claim to understand you. Yeah. But I've been looking around and I haven't found anybody like you. Yeah. There's always another point of view, a better way to do the things we do. How can you know me and I know you? Pull this blanket off of me. Maybe it'll help me see all the things I believe to be true. I'm paying for what should be free, but I don't buy what they're telling me. And I wanna believe in you. All right. Gets hard sticking to your guns when everybody's having fun. Next I wanna run, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Not everything is what it seems. Maybe these boys don't have dreams. I can't blame them. Some dreams are worse than the truth.
It's Morning Becomes Eclectic at KCRW. The Raconteurs, our guests. You just heard a set that was recorded over at the Village. We're going to come back and actually check in with some live songs from their shows at the Greek in just a little while. But first up, let's reintroduce ourselves to the band, reacquaint ourselves with the band. We've got Brendan Benson. Great to see you again, Brendan.
Thanks. Good to see you too.
And we've got Patrick, and we've got Jack. We've got two Jacks. I forgot.
Two Jacks, yeah.
Two Jacks in the band. Jack White, of course. And as I said, thank you so much for coming in and doing the program. Let's talk about what's been going on. Obviously, a second record. And I'm wondering how, first of all, you found the time to squeeze in another record. When did you decide that there would be a second Raconteurs record first up?
I think immediately after finishing our first record.
Yeah.
Yep.
And getting out on the road, too. So when we got on the road, we started writing a lot more songs. And that got us excited to get back in the studio. And once we'd all moved to Nashville, too. So we'd found the studio Blackbird real close by. And we'd done Icky Thump there with the Stripes. So we just went right back in.
Now, I remember when we first talked, I guess it's probably a couple of years ago, first album came out in 2006, right?
Yeah.
Broken Boy Soldiers. And I remember then, I think you just moved to Nashville. Everybody had just pretty much, after you did the record, you relocated there, right?
That's right.
And as you said, you found a studio there that you worked in with the White Stripes. You never really done a big studio thing before, though, really, have you? You've always sort of done it in your own place or in sort of like cool sort of little rooms here and there.
I think Brendan was the only one of us four who had actually recorded in a major studio like that, a modern one. And so the Icky Thump and this album were the first time I'd been in, and Jack and Patrick too. So yeah, it was nice for us to be able to have that, see where we could go with it, and see how we could keep ourselves under control under those conditions. You know.
And you said that you wrote the songs while you were touring. Did most of the songs on this album come from the first tour?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of them did. I think some Jack and I kind of had kicking around, and there were just some things, melodies, little snatches of music haunting us, probably maybe for years even, I don't know. But this was the perfect, vehicle for those things.
Now, I believe you started the record and then went off and did your other projects before you finished it. Is that right? You went back out with the White Stripes.
That's right, yeah.
There was another Greenhorns album.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan, you did a record.
I did.
How do you guys juggle all this stuff and find the time to come back? Do you just have to sort of schedule it out and say, okay, I'll see you in March?
I guess we're lucky to be able to do it first off. We're lucky to have those chances at all, and then whenever time a window opens, you just, since you have that opportunity, you force it to happen. It's good when everything's cooking. It's good to just keep striking while the stove is still hot. Just keep at it, and these windows just kept popping open. And what was coming out was good. It wasn't stuff we were wanting to go hide and trash and tape over and erase. So, yeah, you just keep pushing yourself. I mean, when you're younger and you don't have the money to go into a studio, or you don't have a record label that cares or anything like that, you sit around waiting for a long time for things to happen. And when we can do it, we jump at it every second we can.
I'm wondering if when you write the songs on the road, if you play them live first, were you doing that and then bringing them back into the studio? Or
it's a tough call in the age of the internet. What to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what the answer is. Sometimes you sort of set people up for disappointment or something. Hear things before they get recorded.
We did that with one song, 5 on the 5.
Yeah, that's right. On the new album, 5 on the 5, we'd played all from the first album's touring.
And then you mentioned the age of the internet because people bootleg it at the gigs and it's up there already. And
well, then they have a frame of reference where, why did they record it like that? Because I liked the way they did it in Milwaukee last 6 months ago or something like that. Or, what I'm saying? Maybe you're sitting, when you put out an album and then go play it live, no one says anything about that. You can do whatever you want. It can take on a new life, but people don't realize that when you go to the studio, it can take on a new life too.
What do you think working in that particular studio brought to the Raconteurs that perhaps wasn't there first time around?
Well, it just taught us what's out there that we have opportunity to get involved in. I think there's you have to limit yourself when you get in those situations, I think. And if you're not careful, you can play around with a lot of toys in there that will distract you from and get you away from what you really need to do in the studio.
Well, there are musicians out there who can spend a long, long time in the studio, recording, and as you said, finding the toys in the studio. Because if you find a good studio, they've got some great toys, musicians' toys anyway.
And Blackbird is like the worst example of that.
Well, what kind of stuff did you discover there that perhaps you wouldn't have used otherwise?
I think they have possibly everything you could imagine.
Yeah, they do.
And 10 of them each.
They're well stocked.
Yeah.
So having made the record, obviously, you mentioned the internet. You decided that you were going to put this out pretty quickly, turn it around pretty quickly, release it everywhere pretty quickly. Was that motivated by that whole thing of, music getting out there quickly if you don't sort of have control of that?
I think it was motivated by so many different reasons, and it just seemed like it wasn't like, we knew that it wouldn't be the best business move. I mean, it's best to you're supposed to hype things a lot and then have a big first week,
right,
as much as you can. And we just kind of threw all that out the window and said, you know what, let's tired of all these tricks. And it becomes a lot of internet trickery now, like put out a couple of live songs and have some attachment to your thing on iTunes and repackage the album 3 more times before Christmas and all this jazz. We just said, skip all of it. Can we just put the record out and go play shows? Does anyone remember a time when that happened?
Yeah.
And maybe we won't sell half as much as we would normally, but at least we're at peace and we can go and play.
That idea was also born in the studio. We were already recording the record when we kind of decided that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like a breakneck pace.
Yeah.
Everything, the artwork was coming together. We made the record relatively quickly, and then
LJ just learned how to play bass.
Right. So we're sort of following this. We're just riding this sort of horse, or so we're like, let's get it out. Why would we now stop and talk about the record?
Well, it's interesting, obviously, because the music business has changed and shifted so drastically in the last 5 years, I guess. 10 years, 2 years, whatever. It's a completely different beast these days, and I'm guessing for musicians this is really sort of taking it back to how it was before record labels, which is you write songs, you perform them, and go on your merry way without having to worry, as you said.
At least in that sense, we can say, well, at least we're just doing what makes sense in our brain. Maybe it's not the best business move, and it's not the best thing to blow your band up, as big as it can be or whatever. But I'd rather not deal with all that, trickery. It's just too stressful for me. You are more forced nowadays as a songwriter to be a salesman, and I'd rather not bother with all that if I can help it, and also there was more of an art form to it before the internet, I think, because you could take and make art out of the way you presented things. But the last 6-7 albums I've put out, every time is something has messed it up from the internet, has taken away the element of surprise or mystery from how it's done. And even this one we did, there was some computer glitch that released it on iTunes 3 days before we were supposed to do it. Or then, because I don't care about the leak. I don't care about the leaking or loss of sales or anything like that. But I just don't like it when someone comes and opens the curtains on my vaudeville show, before I have my pants on. You know what I mean?
You hate that.
Well, I'm happy to know you like having your pants on.
I thought that was your act, though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? There's a show business element now. It's kind of gone out the window, and we all have to reevaluate. And so I think this was a step in the direction of let's just put the record out. Maybe something in there makes sense. We'll learn from it.
Well, you put the record out, obviously, and you've been touring. What did you learn? Anything in particular from?
LJ's a great bass player.
I just learned.
Good job, little Jack. Yeah. So what's next? I'm presuming that after this tour, you'll be going back to other projects. Are you already working on another Raconteurs record? Do we expect another record?
I just built my own studio. It's just coming together now. I just designed my own studio.
In Nashville, you said?
Yeah, in Nashville. So I'm going to be working on that for a minute. LJ, what the hell are you doing?
I don't know, man. Learning how to play bass.
Keep it up.
Well, listen, I want to thank you guys for, first of all, taking the time to do this. I know you've had a busy schedule while you've been here, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our second set's actually going to be some songs from the Greek. As we're recording this, you're playing the second night tonight, so we don't know what just yet.
All right.
But we've got a surprise set of music coming up from the Greek, and our guest again, the Raconteurs. Thanks, guys.
Thank
you
you
very much.
Thank you.